Hey guys, what is going on? Today was Disney Plus Day, and there was a lot of surprises, a lot of different things going on, and I don't know how I feel about it, but what I will say is there was some good things, and this video is going to talk about the good. Now, what I think I'm going to do is I think that I'm going to do a video with a competition between which day was better, the Disney Plus Day or DC Fandom. And I think I'm going to say the pros and cons of both. And maybe, just maybe, these streaming services could see how these things could be improved in the future. But I think the way I'm going to handle this is I think I'm just going to go through these shows and I'm going to talk about some of the things that I'm excited for and some of the things that, okay. But I think I'm going to enjoy everything that was Marvel. I'm going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Star Wars, I have currently some issues with Star Wars right now, but I will say that Obi-Wan Kenobi looks cool, but that was already teased the other day. It's a featurette. It was nothing new, and then supposedly they already have a trailer for us for Kenobi, so I feel like they could have showed us something, and the fact that they didn't show us anything with Star Wars makes me feel like maybe I shouldn't be too concerned with what they do or don't have for me. So, that said, I think we're going to do this. We're going to discuss the live action shows that I am most excited for that are coming out. And we're going to go over some of the photos and things like that. But then after that, we're going to go into the animated series and we're going to talk about some of the things that I see there that I'm excited about. So, the thing that I'm probably the least excited for, and I don't even mean this in a bad way, I think I'm just going to, none of these are bad. So none of these things are bad. It's just, for me, this is just the thing that I'm the least excited for, and then I'm going to move up. Hopefully that's fair to say. I would say that I am least excited for Ironheart. Now, they may win me over, but I didn't really care for the comic book character, and it'll just depend on the writing. I'll be straightforward. I think a lot of these shows that deal with women leads is just going to depend on the writing. I grew up watching Alias. I am pro women lead shows, but recently, sometimes different shows and movies, I've noticed that some of the women leads in some of these superhero type things or fantasy or nerd type shows, they become kind of unlikable. I think that really comes down to the writing, and maybe whoever's writing it, maybe it kind of shows what kind of person they are. So if it has good writing, I'm excited for it. I just don't know the character very well, and everything that I tried to make me like the character in the comics never really won me over. So cool. I like the name. I like Riri Williams as a name, so hopefully she's a cool character. I am definitely rooting for her, and we'll see what happens. But since I really don't know the character very well, and the times I've tried to get to know her, I didn't really care for her, it has to be on the bottom of the totem pole. Next up is Echo. Now, I'm actually pretty excited for Echo. This is a character I don't know, so that's one of the reasons it's so low. I don't know the character. I know that she's similar to Daredevil, but instead of being blind, she's deaf. But I think she has some superpowers. So I know she's going to be in Hawkeye. And I'm not going to really address Hawkeye. The teaser was cool. I'm excited for it. But I am just really ready to see it. And we'll be doing some overviews of that show. So hopefully if you like Hawkeye, you stick around because we're going to definitely talk about it. But I'm excited for Echo, and, we'll just have to see what's going on with it. Next up, Agatha, House of Harkness. Now, a lot of people loved Agatha, and I'm assuming that's why she's getting a show. Now, Is there more important characters to show than Agatha Harkness? Probably, but the chick that plays Agatha is a fantastic actress, and we don't actually know what's going on with Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch could be anywhere. She may not even be alive by the time this show comes. And so this could be a smart way to have a show about Wanda's kids. And maybe Agatha kind of turns good and starts to raise the kids, maybe. Or maybe we just watch Agatha throw some shenanigans. I don't know. But I'm curious to see what's going on. And maybe we'll finally get to see that bunny rabbit that turns into a giant monster. Because if that happens, I will definitely be down. Next up is Miss Marvel. I am actually excited for Miss Marvel. I think something interesting about Miss Marvel is the fact that there's a lot of people that don't like her character. And I understand the reasonings why. But I do. I think she's a cool character. And I understand there's things in entertainment that people are going to agree with me on. And there's things in entertainment that people are not going to agree with me on. And I don't think either side is going to be happy with me when it comes to certain things. And I think, for example, if the original Ms. Marvel is not Miss Marvel anymore, and they changed her to Captain Marvel. Do I wish they could have changed her to a different character? Sure. But they didn't. So, she is the new Captain Marvel. I don't like the character in the movies. The comic books, she's fine, besides Civil War Part 2. But Captain Marvel, who used to be Miss Marvel, is fine. Which comes to tell me this is that if you change her character and she's no longer Miss Marvel and you have a placement for a new Miss Marvel, I'm totally cool with what they did with Kamala Khan. I actually really like Kamala Khan. Now, I will say this, the teaser that they showed, we'll see what they do. And just calling it out as it is, if she is a Muslim character, I'm very curious to see how that community takes certain things that I feel like they're going to push in this show. Now, a lot of different shows MCU is doing, and this is something that we may hit on in the future with DC fandom about the differences and the pluses, but usually Marvel advertises with the work, and if they put something more politically charged in there, they will. My point being is that if you're advertising to a Muslim community to get involved and to hopefully enjoy Marvel, if you have a bunch of things that those people believe is wrong inside the show, and I feel like they're going to, are those people going to be okay with the show itself? I don't know. And we're going to have to find out. We'll see. We'll see. But I like Kamala Khan. And like I said, it all has to do with the writing. If they do the writing well, cool. If they don't do the writing well, then it's going to show. So, I don't know. But I do like, and I especially like the actress. I think the actress was fantastic for Kamala Khan, and I think even the power change, I know a lot of people are going to get offended about the power change. I get it. I understand that the writer originally didn't want her powers to change in a way that would be like very glamorous and with a bunch of lights and stuff. But to me, she looks really good with the purple. That looks like it's going to like form around her and she'll be able to make shapes and stuff. I mean, basically they're doing Green Lantern before Green Lantern could be a thing with DC. So, without the flight. So, I kind of dig it. I think she's going to look awesome. So, and to be honest with you, she's probably her and I don't know what they're going to call her. I don't know if they're going to call her Photon or what, but Monica Rambeau. They're the only reason I'm excited for the Marvels. I'm not excited for the Marvels movie. I was not planning on seeing Captain Marvel 2, and the only reason I'll see Captain Marvel 2 is if Kamala Khan's character is fantastic, and if they keep Monica Rambeau as a character that I thoroughly enjoy. That's probably the only way I'm going to see it, because I'm just not a fan of Captain Marvel. It is what it is, at least in the movies. She is not my cup of tea. Anyway, so let's go to Loki. Yes. Loki Season 2. I really enjoyed Season 1. The ending, I feel like, opened a lot of doors for the MCU. Now, we'll see if any of those doors get referenced. We'll see if Doctor Strange at least references Loki 2. Or Loki, not Loki 2, but Loki. And, to see if these shows are truly connected to the Marvel Universe. But I think they're going to be. I think people are going to be pretty surprised how connected these shows will be to the Marvel Universe. So maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So I'm really excited for that. I'm curious when it's coming out. And honestly, Loki Season 2 may be something that surprises us. It may come out before we even know it. So I'm digging it, and I am very excited to see when that will arrive. So the next thing on my list for live action shows I'm most excited for is SheHulk. I am super excited for SheHulk. I think just by the images that we see, she looks fantastic. I'm glad it looks like they're going with a in-between look for SheHulk. A more model-esque look, like the original look from the early comics. I'm glad they went that way. And like I said, this is just going to have to do with the writing, and if the writing's good. If the writing's good, you make me care about her, I think I'm going to dig the show. It looks like she's going to break the fourth wall. I really dig that they have it looking like the old TV series. And please, if you make a reference to the old Incredible Hulk TV series, please do the song. Do that sad, mopey song that's from that show. I want it. Please give it to me. That is something that I really want. So please. Okay, so the next photo that I really, really liked is just how funny it is to see the comparisons between Professor Hulk and She-Hulk before she turns into She-Hulk. She looks so tiny. She's like a child. She looks like a little girl, and then he's just standing there. He just looks like just all hulking of a dude, and just like a little girl just staring at him. And so it's just funny to see the size differences. What will be cool is that she changes in front, where this shot right here. She changes in the shot, and then all of a sudden she measures up to Bruce. I hope they keep her looking the way they kind of show her looking in the show. I hope they don't make her really Hulk out. I kind of hope she stays looking like this. But, we'll have to see. And I'm really hoping, because they did this, hopefully they'll find a way to transition Hulk back into the Hulk that we all know and love, the raging monster that he is. That is what I am hopeful for. Now, the next show that I'm excited for, and I'll be fair that a lot of the reasons I'm super excited for it is rumors, but I'm excited to expand the world of Sword, so that makes me very excited for Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion looks probably like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to have this crime drama thriller type thing where we're going to be following Nick Fury trying to figure out, maybe they'll change the aliens. Maybe it won't be Skrulls. Maybe it'll be a mix of Skrulls. I don't know. I think whatever happens in this show is going to directly tie to Marvel's. But we're just going to have to see to find out. I've heard some rumors that it's going to have some very interesting characters in the show, including Charlie Cox as Daredevil. And in the comics with Secret Invasion, Wolverine was a character that they used to sniff out other Skrulls. And I'm very interested to see if that is the same case for Nick Fury's, for the Secret Invasion, but for Daredevil. Now, to mention Nick Fury, I'm actually digging him not wearing the eye patch. Now, I'm always going to be annoyed and bothered by the reason his eye is the way it is because of a stupid alien cat. It's always going to bother me. I'm always going to hate that. It's just terrible. But he does look dope. I love his eye right there. I love the way he looks. He looks fantastic. This man is ageless, but I have to admit, he looks much older in this photo. And whereas I want Jeremy Renner's character to peacefully retire, Nick Fury, we all know, is incapable of doing such a thing. So, definitely digging that. I'm excited to see where that goes. Okay. Next up, and this is the last live action show. The last live action show, which is Moon Knight. I am so excited for Moon Knight. I can't wait for it. And this is the show that I'm probably most anticipated for. First, I loved how in the very beginning of the trailer, I hear a voice I don't really understand who it is. Can't necessarily make out who that would be. And then you hear Oscar Isaac speak back to the voice, and then you realize this is Moon Knight's multiple personalities having a conversation with each other. And I am pumped for that. This shot that I'm showing right here in this photo is probably my most, I think, it's definitely not the best shot, but it's the shot that I like the most because I'm just so excited to see how they're going to handle this character. I'm excited to see, because they show the one version of him that's very frail, and I'm excited to see the different versions of him, and I don't know, I'm pumped. I think it looks great. From what we can see of the costume looks fantastic. I think we're going to be totally shocked by the way the costume looks, and I'm hoping that this is going to open the door for a Midnight Suns type show with Moon Knight, Blade, possibly Werewolf by Night, and the Black Knight. I would be pumped if we get these guys together. But like I said, the outfit looks fantastic. And probably the best shot of the show, or for this series, is seeing at nighttime, even though there's all this light, seeing Moon Knight jump from a rooftop. Loved it. Fantastic. I cannot wait. Yes. Ironically, I especially like the fact that it has all this light. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I remember playing baseball in high school. And I only played for a year. I wasn't very good. But when we would practice, I would hit the ball with no problem. It never affected me. But when I ever played a game, I could never hit the ball. It was literally pathetic. But what I realized is I could not see the white ball. But these dirty balls that we use that at that point are basically either brown or yellow, I could see the ball fine and I could always hit it. To me, Moon Knight has always been a character like that, where you can see, maybe if it's even in broad daylight, it's like he's so radiant, like the color white is so vibrant that it almost makes you not see him. And I hope, and it's all going to have to do with how they direct it. You know, I've talked about writing a lot, but this will be really how they direct it, to make you believe that this dude could wear all white and just be like what we see Batman as. So I think it's super cool, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the animated series, and I'm going to take a quick drink real quick. We're going to talk about the animated series. I'm going to do the same thing that we did with the live action shows. And I'm going to say the thing that I'm least excited about. And I'm going to work my way up to the thing that I'm most excited about. So, the thing I'm least excited about, which I'm still excited, but it's just the thing that I'm least excited about, is What If Season 2. We will see how that goes, but, you know, the first season was fine. I started to really love the animation, and at the end of it, sometimes it would just depend. But some of the episodes were fantastic, and then some were okay, and then one specifically I just didn't think was very good, but that was just me. But I'm excited to see the future of it. I kind of hope that every season doesn't end with we have to get this team together and the Watcher's going to disobey what he's supposed to do to get all these characters to do something. I kind of like the idea if What If is just what it is, a What If episode every week where you get to find out something different. If this would have happened in the Marvel Universe, or that would have happened in the Marvel Universe. And I kind of hope they stick with that. I don't necessarily need the everything else. Even though I will say that those last two episodes were probably the best episodes. The episode with Ultron becoming evil and doing all that stuff, that was probably the best episodes. I have to admit that. But, I don't know. As long as the stories are good, like, I enjoy What If. I really do. So, it's just going to depend. Anyway, next up, I Am Groot. I am excited for this. Groot looking adorable as Baby Groot. Baby Groot sells toys, okay? You get Baby Groot and Grogu together. Guys, we're talking billions of dollars if they ever did that. But I like Groot. I think that's cool. They said it's animated, and I don't know if they're just saying it's animated because of CGI. I'm guessing that means that no other characters are going to be a part of it. And we'll just have to see what it is. It might just be some cute shorts, or it may be a full series. I don't know how they do a full series unless Rocket is involved. But we'll see. Maybe they'll add a different character. They'll do something different. I don't know. But I like Groot, so we'll just have to see what it is. But excited for it. I'm very curious to see where they're going to go. Okay. Next up is Marvel Zombies. Now, Marvel Zombies is up here. And I'll have to say this. If Marvel Zombies is based off of the episodes of What If, and they use the same animation style as What If, I'm going to be very disappointed. But if they try to adapt the comic book in a way that they can, I understand that Disney Plus is a family kind of app, and they may be nervous to do that, even though they're definitely not nervous to do other things that people don't like, that families would find inappropriate. But I hope, and I don't think they need to go super violent, like super, super violent. Like, I don't think you need the blood and the guts, but I do hope it's a different animation style, and I would like the idea if it centers close to what maybe at least the beginning part of Marvel Zombies was. But I'll trust Marvel Studios. I hope it's good. I believe it's good. I heard something about how it's going to be like new heroes after a bunch of the other ones, clearly get turned into zombies. And so we'll just have to see. I don't know what characters they're going to use, but, hopefully it's enjoyable. We're just going to have to see to find out. Okay, now for the big hitters. The things that I was really excited for. Spider-Man freshman year. I am ready for a good Spider-Man series. I am ready for Marvel to do good animated series. They have struggled with this, and I think it's their fault. They had a great Marvel series. Spider-Man Ultimate had this, it used a lot of Family Guy humor, and it was really funny, and I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen the new one, so I'm not going to necessarily commentate on that necessarily, but I will say if it's anything like that rebooted Avengers show that they did, it's like they got rid of this great Avengers show and replaced it with this other one, and it was just very kiddie, very garbage. The best thing you can do with these animated shows that are these superhero animated shows is making them for everyone. Making them for the kids, but making sure the adults can enjoy it as well. Have good writing. Tell good stories. Don't be scared to tell a good, serious story when you need to, because kids can handle it. Just, don't be trying to indoctrinate kids or anything, but, teach them good moral lessons, do those things, and use these characters. The paper that Spider-Man freshman year is written on rips, and it shows you a Peter Parker scratching his head. I'm very intrigued with what that's going to turn into. I will say this. It kind of gives me a Steve Ditko feel. Now, I don't know how that's going to translate with animation, but I'm hoping that I'm going to like it. And I feel like it's either going to be animation that I'm going to absolutely love, or it's going to be animation that I absolutely loathe. I don't know the answer, and we're going to find out eventually, but just by looking at it, I dig that original Spider-Man look. I don't know what year they're going with this. I don't know if it's going to be modern times or if this is going to be like a 1960s Spider-Man. I don't know, but I am excited and it looks great. Now, let's get into the thing that, man, I am so excited for. And when this happened, I knew that there was rumors of this, and it actually made me nervous. It actually made me not want it to happen. But my heart was set at ease when I saw X-Men 97, and then I saw the animation that they have the drawings for the characters. Guys, the characters look fantastic. They look great. And if this is what the animation's going to look like, count me in. I'm so ready. It looks fantastic. It looks fantastic. So, I don't know how it's going to be. Hopefully they do it justice. And I'll just say this. I was wanting to watch the X-Men series again eventually, and I just hadn't got around to doing it. I will be watching the X-Men series, and we'll go from there, I guess. But I will definitely be watching the X-Men series. I might even watch the Spider-Man series again in preparation for this Spider-Man freshman year. But yeah, it looks fantastic. I can't wait. But anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. I want to hear the things that you liked. I want to hear the things you didn't like. We will be talking about probably some negatives and positives about Disney Plus Day as a whole. And we're going to be comparing it to the issues and some of the things that I did enjoy about DC fandom this year. And then we'll say who was victorious at the end. And maybe this will be some criticism, but maybe this will be some things that a studio could look at and go, okay, how can we do our big announcements better next year? So anyway, guys, much love to you guys. Like I said, let me know what you think, and I hope everything's going well for you guys. And yeah, have a good one.